Hello, everybody. Happy Monday. I hope you had a good weekend. We melted in Iowa. I didn't leave the house, but what I did do was watch Patty Lang from Sacred Mementos. And I think that was Friday night. I watched her. And there was another gal on the split screen, and then I watched the live chat. Did I open this? Okay. Let me tell you what she was doing. And I'm like, why didn't I ever think of that? And she was talking in there, and she said, I know this is nothing new. I'm sure you've all done it, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, no, I haven't. She took a bunch of business envelopes. I bought 500 in a pack. I don't save old ones because I have 500 brand new ones. She took business envelopes, covered them, and she used scraps. I'm sure she was using scraps. And at first I didn't know what the heck she was doing. She was just covering them. She was getting rid of the flaps and then covering them. And then she punched holes, and then she put the rings on them, the binder rings. And I'm like, oh, what a good freaking idea, right? I never thought of that. That's what this is. You see somebody do something and you run with it. So guess what I did? I ran with it. I sat with my lap desk, watched the movie on Amazon. No, not Amazon. On Netflix called Plane. Just Plane. That's the name of it. And I made these. This is a scrapbook pad that my son gave me for Christmas. He gave me a whole bag full of stuff. And, no, Mother's Day. And I coffee dyed a bunch of them. I mean, they're kind of bright, but some of them are very vintage. Look at this. Is that not vintage? And he said, I said, oh my gosh, it's so vintage. It just reminds me of the 40s. Look at that. So anyway, I just took some of those pages that were already coffee dyed, sat in the chair, and covered some of the envelopes. Inked them up. I left the flaps on some. I covered the inside on some. Did I on this one? Yes. What about this? Yes. And this one this one might have been hanging. Oh, no, it was stuck. It was already stuck down. So I lined it enough to, I could do a dip. A dip. Let's do one. Let's dip it. Actually, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to cover it, and then I'll do that. So I've got some ready to just sit here and chat and finish. I had a video for tomorrow. I had a video for Monday and a video for Tuesday, and I uploaded the Monday one right. When I put the Tuesday one up, which was the final flip through of the love story, our story, it went up for Monday. Actually, it went up for Sunday this morning, and when I went to look out on my phone, it was already up. So the final flip through was up before 40 minutes of me putting in some final stuff. So I went ahead and deleted today's Mondays. Actually, it's Sunday. I'm kind of lying. But so now I have no Monday video because I deleted it. It's just all. What's the thing? Back asswards. I'm going to. This is a thing of sheet music that I got. This is the inside front cover. This is the front cover. And this was the back cover. So here we go. It was like this. Let me get these out of here. It was like this, and like this, and like this. This was the bottom. So I'm going to put those on the backs of these. I threw a little coffee on them and let them sit for a little bit while I messed around, and then I took my heat tool to them. So these will be ready to go. But what a freaking cool idea to do binder rings and have just kind of like a little flippy thing. Or, you could do a million things, obviously. But I don't know. I never thought of it. So I hope everybody had a good weekend. I know that some of you are from the Midwest and are sweating to the oldies with me. Well, I didn't sweat to the oldies because I didn't go outside. I went out yesterday morning and watered my flowers. Actually, I need to do that again tonight. I have a lot of, I spent enough money on them, let me tell you. They were expensive this year. Flowers were kind of ridiculous. I don't know what's up with that. Everywhere you went, they were high. I wait for the flat sale. The local, well, I'm on the edge of town out around the lake. And there's in the country, about 2 miles up the road, is a greenhouse. And she has a flat sale at the very, very end. You know, a pop flat or a beer flat. And you can fill it. It starts out $15, and then it gets to $10, and then it's everything. You know, you can fill it for $5. Well, that's when I go. I go to town on the $5 flat sale. And I've already bought quite a few flowers. I'm not doing as many this year because I just don't want to water them. There, that's cute. And then you could decorate it or do whatever you want. So this one I'm going to consider done-ish. You know, this one I thought that fits, but I'm going to take off this little bit of a swoop here. You know what I'm saying? So, let's see. I made a new Friday. I had some bananas that I grabbed at the store. They were in the bag and they were marked, I think they were marked 90 cents, and they were not really bad ripe. Not like you like for banana bread, but they were pretty far gone. And I thought, oh, I'll make some banana bread. I mean, my house is air conditioned. I don't care if I run my oven or not. I'm going to live. If I'm going to run my oven, I'm going to run my oven. My son was coming in, his friend, and I thought, oh, I'll make some banana bread and blah, blah, blah. Well, anyway, I thought, ugh, I don't want banana bread. So I looked up on my phone, banana bars. Banana bars came up. I think I typed in banana and then up came banana recipes. And banana bars came right up. I'm telling you what, they were the best. They had sour cream, a cup of sour cream in them. They went, you poured the batter into a jelly roll pan or like a 10 by 15 or whatever, the great big, I use it for my cookies, like a jelly roll pan. So they're not real thick. So this friend ate one and he wanted another one. I said, you know what? You have to eat two because they're not like cake. Cake is tall. These are low, so there's not a lot to them. So it takes two to equal a cake, or even three. That's my theory anyway. Okay, I don't like how this, I kind of wonked it. It's hard to see what you're doing sometimes. Anyway, they turned out really, really, really good. Really good. But I cut them up in little pieces and I put them in the freezer. I put a couple packs in the freezer for a future date. I don't want them sitting around. I meant to send them home with my son. To take him into his office. His insurance salesman. Whoa. He said insurance is going crazy. People are mad. They're calling him all the time. They're mad about their rates. He said, I can't help it. You know, what am I supposed to do? He said, it's just going crazy everywhere. But he is able to get people things, you know, better rates for him. He said he's still doing really good that way. So, you know, it doesn't hurt to check on your policies. I'm going to call this week and see if mine can be raised. You know, what do you call it? My values. Because I have done quite a bit of stuff to it lately. What's that? That's cute. So, anyway, they went out on the boat Saturday like fools. Did they go? Yeah, they went Saturday. They went about noon, and they came back about 4:30 or 5-ish. Too hot for me. That's cute. That's really cute. So this is, what did I do with that other one? Oh, I stuck it right there. I'm going to put them where I see them, like right here. This one is more of the same. And I'm going to cut these flappy things off. By that I mean these things. I love this one. This is beautiful. Beautiful. Okay. Boy, this is fragile. I got this last summer at a garage sale. I got a big stack of papers. I think it was $5. And there was a bunch of magazines, a bunch of sheet music, some really, really old magazines, like a whole bunch of them. Etudes, they were called, their music, like Music Theory. And when I looked through them, the interesting thing I thought was there's no women in these. But anyway, it was a very valuable stack of stuff for $5, let me tell you. And that's where I got the two Bibles, the German Bible and the Swedish Bible, for $10 a piece. I said, I'm like, here, take my money. I actually gave her a $20 bill and took them to my car right away. I was like, I'm on it. They're mine. They're huge. They're like 4 inches thick. Great big, like 15 inches tall, one of them. Leather and studs on them, like, not studs, but like nail heads or something like that. I don't have anything to do tomorrow. I don't know what I'm going to do. Let's see. Did I tell about thrifting with my granddaughter and getting the Nike shoes? I think that might have been in the other video. I took a granddaughter thrifting. She wanted to come spend the day with me. And I called back. My daughter-in-law called and said she wanted to come stay with me. So I called her back. They have a landline. She's 9. And they keep a landline for her. She doesn't have a cell phone. So I called her. Well, her brothers were there too, but sometimes when I call them, they don't answer. It's like, oh, grandma again. But anyway, I said, you have a couple choices. We can go thrifting, or you can come here and we can craft and watch a movie, or you can come here and we can bake bread or something and hang out. Let's see, this is, here's what I want to do to this one. This one I decoupaged, I covered sheet music on it, and then I decoupaged a napkin on it. No, I think it was like gift tissue paper for gift wrapping. And I found this picture, but on the opposite side, it's colorized. I thought that was pretty. So it doesn't fit though. See, it's smaller than the hole. So I'm going to glue it in, but I have this, this snippet roll. I came prepared, guys. I have this snippet roll that I've already done, and it's all zigzagged, and I cut it with, when I cut it apart, I use my pinking shears. Go like this. And this one, and then I did a bunch of zigzaggy stitching. So I'm going to, this is where it shows. So I thought, what can I do? Well, here's what I can do. I'm going to glue this on. How's that? Does that work? Works for me. So first I'm going to glue these guys in. I'll glue them really good on this side and along the bottom. Let's see. I just want to make sure their heads are in. Okay, then I'm going to glue this on and trim it. Oh, this is what you call the dog days of summer. I don't know. Yes, I went thrifting. I found a bud vase. It's 24% lead. It's from Yugoslavia. I paid 50 cents for it. I think I'll pause and go get my fines because there's only, I think I only have 4 pieces. My granddaughter, I gave her, anyway, when she got in the car, I gave her a $10 bill and I said, this is your budget. I also told her bring her water bottle, like her Stanley cup, and to, if she wanted to spend extra money, she had to bring her own. And I said, I'll give you a budget. Well, when she got in the car, I handed her a $10 bill. Now, listen, at my thrift store, you can get a lot. A book is 35 cents. And so I said, I'll give you $10. That's your budget. And you have to try to shop within your means. We got her 2 pairs of Nike shoes. One is the Air Force Ones. They look flipping brand new. They've got the gold trim around the swoosh, the Nike and down by the heel in gold. The tongue has some gold on it. They're $258 new. And on Etsy and eBay, they were 87, around 87, 89, 92, around in there. And the other pair were high top Nikes, and they were 145 in her size, used or new. And then I don't know if we found them on not Poshmark, WhatsApp or what, one of those. We found them on one of them, and they were really dirty. I said, oh, look at these. And anyway, we brought them home. She put them in the kitchen sink. I got the sink wet. I put a little bit of Comet in the corner. I gave her an old toothbrush, and I showed her how to clean the soles. And the insides of the Air Force Ones were completely clean. I said, I bet they were like PE shoes. Somebody had very expensive PE shoes or something. There was no dirt on the bottoms. Either that or they got them and didn't like them. I'm not sure how that worked out, but I'm going to put some along here now. But anyway, she scrubbed them both up. Then we put them in the washing machine. I squirted OxiClean all over them and threw them in the laundry. And I put some vinegar in the washer, the laundry detergent. And I put something else in the borax. And I'm telling you what, they look brand new. She was so proud. Okay, there's another one done. I have one more here. But I tell you what, I flipping love to thrift. It's bad. It's so bad. I don't even want to tell you what I spent this week. But my son and his friend, they could not believe what I got. They were just in shock at the things I got for 50 cents and what it was worth. How about we do a little one? I'm going to turn this sideways. I didn't dye these. Some of these I didn't, but some of these I splattered a little coffee on this morning, like this one. This is very cool. But it's really, oh, and I made some faux tape. So let's tape this. That's what there it is. Oh, it's not really dry. Let me cut a piece here. Okay, I think I'm gonna actually use parts of this. This is really dark. I think I don't like one of the inks I used. Okay. All right, that'll work. Oh, Jesus, I totally missed that. What the heck? What in the world is going on here? There. Okay. So we're going to close this. Daily technique for pianoforte. That's kind of neat right there. Is what I'm thinking. I'm just going to use my pencil. I might get rid of the flap. My son, my oldest child, lives beside his cousin. So my son bought the house he grew up in, and his cousin bought the next house beside it, which my sister's daughter, my niece, and her husband bought, and had 6 kids and raised their kids in it. So my kids grew up beside their cousins. And then in the end, my son and the cousin each bought their family homes. So they went together and bought an absolutely monstrous pool. And they each turned their hoses on to fill it. And I'm like, around here, most people have the fire department come and do it, and then they donate money to the fire department, because that way you don't have the sewer bill also. And I don't know where we were, but their dad, he's remarried, and I get along with him and his wife. Anyway, their dad, he goes, my kid's dad, did you have the fire department come fill it? And he said, no, we just both put our hoses in there and turned them on. They're going to be shocked. But, they make good money. One works for the railroad. My son's got a good job. They both have kids, and they're in there every day. My son took Friday off, and when I took my granddaughter thrifting, and when I took her home about 1 o'clock, my son was lounging in the pool, and my daughter-in-law was working. So I said, what'd you think when you came home? And my son's name is Chris. I said, what'd you think when you came home? Was Chris in the pool? And she goes, yeah. He said he was in it all day. And I said, he was in it when I went at 1 o'clock. And she says, I say, how does it feel to have your wife working and you're floating in a pool? But on Thursday, he got up and went to work at 4 a.m. So that he, because of the heat, and I think he had to travel to South Dakota. So he does alarm systems. Okay. I think this might be a little too big. Let's turn it over and see. No. Anyway, they are enjoying the pool. So it's kind of a cool idea. They put it right on the property line, right in the middle. And there's no who's the feud in the South? The Hatfields and the McCoys. We're putting a fence between the middle of the pool, right down the middle. Oh, this is cool, piano studies. Anyway, it looked fun. But too much work for me. I might go over and lounge in it someday with my grandkids. As long as nobody sees me floating around in a swimming suit. Oh, why do I care? I don't care. There we go. So there's the front. So I'm going to leave this on because this could, be a flip. So why would I get rid of that? And I'm not going to cover it. But I will want to do the inside. So why don't we, since it's about piano, why don't we just put some music on it? Scale in minor A. That's kind of cool. See if we can center that. I'm just going to, it's so brittle. I think I'll be able to just tear it really easy. Oh yeah, it's like butter. Can it get any easier than this? Thank you, Patty Lang, for the great idea. I mean, I've covered envelopes before, but I've never actually thought to just sit and just cover envelopes. Oh, okay, I just want this up at the top. Holy cow, it's tearing. She's got a fun channel, girls. You'll have to, maybe you already follow her. But she has auctions. She has sales. She's just, the chatter is so fun. It's just really fun. A fun bunch of girls. What can I ink on? Let's see. Why do I feel like I don't have any quilt page? Let me just grab this. And this is all going to be down inside anyway. Now if it doesn't fit, here's what I do. I angle. And it slides in. Not any new trick or anything. See there? It just slides right in. How's that? That's darling. Okay, let's just pop some glue down in there. In this. I'm currently in love with my art glitter glue because I haven't had any trouble with this one. And I don't know why. I have had so much trouble with art glitter glue and Bearly Art that I swear I just say, I hate you. I mean, I hate it. I don't know why I'm having luck. I don't know if it has to do with the humidity. Of course, my house isn't humid. I've got air running all the time. You can probably hear the window air conditioner over there. It's not, I had it off all night and I've decided I can't. I'm going to have to turn it on ahead of time to catch up. But hopefully we'll get some breaks with the heat. There, that is just darling. So this could be a really cute flippy envelope. Stick that over there. But anyway, what she did was she hinged them. And I have somewhere a big long hole punch thing. And also where I thrift, they've always got a bunch of them. A bunch. I mean, there's always a bunch, meaning like 2, which is a lot of one thing like that. That's kind of an odd thing too. It seems like there's always one. I'm going to do something with this. Let's put some sheet music on it. Get rid of this. These little wings. Is that wide enough? Yeah, so I really don't need a lot. It doesn't have to be straight. Anybody got anything interesting going on in their life? So I can live vicariously through you? Any grandbabies on the way or any outstanding things? I have my granddaughter that's 9 wrestled. And she is one tough cookie. And she's been doing summer wrestling practice every Sunday night. And it's a big thing to my son. He's so proud of her. She told me, oh yeah, so when we went thrifting, here's what she says. And you know me, this is a Phoenix and it's beautiful. And it took me 3 times to get it. It was 6 hours. I think I went 3 times for 3 hours, 2 hours each. Anyway, regardless. And she says, when I get big, or she says, I'm going to get a tattoo with my daddy's name on my arm and mine. Her and her dad are very close. When she was really little, they would have daddy-daughter dates. And that's actually, there's this Christian guy, Josh McDowell, that wrote a book how dads and daughters should date. And now listen, don't get weird about it. It's like, take your daughter on a date. Just you and her go to McDonald's and have a daddy-daughter date. Just you two go to a movie. Just you two, you know. Now they would go Target shoot because my son is a antique gun dealer of old military firearms and parts, and he's into history, and he's got his federal firearms license, and he's just, you know, and she's got her own little guns, and they Target shoot, and so does my daughter-in-law and my grandsons. It's just something they do together. But, and he doesn't hunt anymore. He used to hunt. I can't get this in. But anyway, do things together, right? Go for a side-by-side ride. They have a Polaris thing or a whatever it is. But anyway, she wants a tattoo with her dad and her name on it. The theory behind it is that a young girl would not look for acceptance by a man or a first love because she's got the acceptance and love of her dad, which makes 100%, they need that validation at some point in their life. Am I pretty? Am I worthy? All those things. And when they've got a male figure in a male relationship, they won't search for it. 100% believe it. But anyway, so, he takes her to a wrestling practice, and, when she gets done wrestling, if she's had a rough time or she's been choked, sometimes they get choked, kind of. She'll come, the first thing she does is run right to her dad. It's so cute. But anyway, I said, well, the first thing is you don't want to get a tattoo that shows. Yeah, right. And she looked over at me, my arm. I told my daughter-in-law, I said, you should have seen her face when I said that. I said, you don't want to get one that shows. You want to get it where people can't see it because you don't know what you're going to do in life. Meaning if you get a tattoo when you turn 18, don't do this. And anyway, I said, I know, but I was in my 60s when I got these. And I said, I'm just saying, you don't know what you're going to be. And she goes, well, I want it up here. And she pointed to her upper arm. And I said, well, that's okay. Because you probably always, if you're a lawyer or something, you don't know what you're going to do. Doctor, even though they have them. But, times change. And man, there was a day when my son got a job at a grocery store when he was in college. And he had to wear a big round thing. He has just a little, it's right here. He has a little triangle and it says some lyrics to a song. And he literally had to cover that or wear long sleeve. But now, and even at Walmart, you couldn't. And now I got tattoos everywhere. But anyway, I thought it was really cute. And I told my daughter-in-law, you should have seen her face when I said, well, you got to get it where they don't show. But anyway, she had so much fun thrifting with me. And as soon as we found her shoes, man, she was done. She's ready to go home. I said, well, listen, I spent all my time looking at stuff for you. So, to be fair, I need a turn. I've got, see, this is so cute. All right, let's see, where's my little one? What did I do with it? I don't know where my little one went. What did I do with it? I'm losing my mind. Losing my mind. Is it under here? Point to it. Okay, Mitzi, where'd I put it? There it is. This isn't it. Where'd it go? Oh my God, it's right here. Okay, there's this. So if this is a flip and we've got the music, we'll want to do this. Maybe I'll wait and leave this for whatever journal I'm doing. But look at her. This was inside of a book. God wants the boys, the merry boys, the noisy boys, the funny boys, fighting for truth and purity. God wants the boys. I don't know what that's all about, but isn't that cute? Wouldn't this be cute on an envelope? You know who does that? Therese at 1910 Linens and More. She does the beautiful, oh my gosh, there we go. Let's do it. $19.10 Linens and More on Instagram, and she has an Etsy. And she sells envelopes with people on them and then stamps. I could do it over here and hide that window. Let's do that. And let's leave this raggy edge. And I think this is going to be the last thing I do because I kind of want to go be lazy and watch some TV. So I'm going to go up around this. I haven't seen my neighbors all weekend. My buddy that I thrift with that's next door, her husband came from Nebraska. He came on Wednesday, and he just left today. because he works for the railroad. He works in the corporate office. Her 2 daughters came with their boyfriends. Her son came. He's from Lincoln, and he has a really good job. The whole family was there. I didn't even go over. I just thought, I'm just going to let them all hang out. I did meet the boyfriends. One of the boyfriends. I didn't meet the other. That's new since this summer. One of them's in the Army, so I went outside and talked to him, and I said, geez, you know, we just had this, not to get political, but I said, well, we did it. And he goes, I know. I said, did you know? Have you paid attention? And he goes, yeah, one of my friends texted me. He's in the Army, based out of Missouri. And I said, you know, it's not going to be a ground war. And I think it's just kind of done. I'm not even going to talk about this. We're done. Anyway, we have done what we've done. Isn't that beautiful? But he's a very serious, good kid. And I pay attention to things I'd been watching on TV about it, so I wasn't like joining in the gang over there. You know, they were eating and having drinks and stuff. And I was in here watching the news on a Saturday night. I take things really serious. How's that, guys? Now we can do something pretty over here. Oh my God, I love this. I love this one. Oh, that's beautiful. That is beautiful. All right, I'm going to end it. Have a great Monday. I'm going to send this to the sphere. Somewhere I have a stamp. I have a bunch of real old stamps. Let me pause and dig. Okay, I can't find my real stamps. But I do have this. We're going to put that on. And we're going to postmark it. Oops, I dropped it. How's that? I think I have another. I don't want to do that. There. All right. How's that, guys? I love it. Thank you, Patty, for the idea. I mean, not that I haven't done envelopes before, but I can't wait to do what you did with these. I'll do that next. That'll be my next thing, especially with all these piano ones together. Maybe I'll just do 3. Maybe I'll just do I don't know what I'll do. I got to think about this. All right, guys. Have a great rest of the Monday. I'm telling you that today on a Sunday. Cute, cute. All right, bye-bye.